Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 5 from chapter 3 on page 215. Divide multi-digit numbers. So we're going to divide whole numbers, but multi-digit. It could be in tenths or the hundreds, as you can see right here. We're practically just dividing for now. In the future we will divide with decimals. When one number is divided by another, the result is called a quotient. A quotient is what you get, okay? In multiplying it's called the product. The dividend is the number that is divided. So right here we have 240. That is the number that will be divided. So we call that the dividend. And the divisor, the one that's going to do the dividing, is the number used to divide the other number. So this is the divisor. This one will divide the dividend. And then we get our quotient. So what we would like to try to do is now to start using this vocabulary whenever we're talking about dividing. So use the correct vocabulary term. Okay, quotient, dividend, and divisor. We have our dividend, which is divided by our divisor, and will give us a quotient. Pause the video and copy these vocabulary words down, please. Now let's see how we divide in the real world. For example, when you are at the rest, it takes about 60 seconds for a single blood cell to travel around your body and back to your heart. Only 1 minute for a cell to go all around your body and back to your heart. So about a minute. In 120 seconds, so 2 minutes, about how many times does a single blood cell travel around your body and back to your heart? Write the dividend, divisor, and quotient in the diagram below. So we're looking at 120 seconds. We're looking at 120 seconds as our dividend. Okay? Because we want to know about how many times it has traveled in this period of time. And we are going to also add in our divisor, and our divisor is 60 seconds, because we know that 60 seconds is how long it takes to go around the body once. So this is one, right? This is one full one, and this is how many seconds it took. So we take the total amount and divide it by the number of the length it takes to do one, so that we can figure out how long it'll take us. Well, how many times does 60 go into 120? We know it's 2. So, because 60 times 2 is 120. So we took our dividend divided by our divisor of 60, and we got the quotient of 2. Okay, number 2. Camila's target heart rate should be about 200 beats per minute. So we have 200 beats in 1 minute per minute. So we can say in 1 minute. And I'm saying divided by 60. The reason I want to divide it by 60 is because I want to take how many beats and divide it into 60 so I see how many beats I get per second. Estimate the number of times Camila's heartbeat will be in 1 second if her heart rate is working at this rate. There we go. So if I divide this by 60, I know how many of these I get per second. Okay, let's do a little bit of proportion work over here. How many 60s are in 200? Well, you know 60, if you count by 60, you have 60, you have 1. 120, you have 2, right? I'll write those here. 60 is one of them. 120 is 2 of them. And 180 is the third one. So I have 3. At least 3, but then I have a remainder of 20, don't I? I have 20 left to get to 200. This 20 out of 60 is 1/3, is it not? And 1/3, this is an equivalent fraction, 1/3 as a decimal is decimal 3 bar notation, is it not? So could we say that our answer is 3 decimal 3 bar notation? That is our exact answer, but they want an estimate. Well, the other way to estimate would be, I would say, about 3. Because we know there are 3 60s, we counted right here, in 200. So about 3 seconds, or 3 beats per second. Copy this sentence down as your key answer. Therefore, there would be about 3 beats per second. Okay, now we're going to look at the bottom of page 216, and you can see that we have a division written in this format and one written in this format. I wrote it here like this so that you can see the format of how you should be writing it here. So you see that it's 16 into 318, or 318 divided by 16, 318 divided by 16. Here, 768 divided by 8 will be written as 768 divided by 8. Okay, and over here, we already have 318 divided by 16. Okay, so you can see how I just did that division. I divided 8 into 7, there are none, so I put a 0, decimal, and then 8 into 76, I multiply 8 times 9 is 72, subtract it, and I get 4, and now I bring down the 8 to make it 48, and 8 times 6 is 48, and I have no remainder. So 768 divided by 8 is 96. Now, I made a little mistake here, boys and girls. I'm so used to having a decimal here, right? Because we've been dividing with decimal, and I'll show you this later on, but there is no decimal there. I'm sorry. I'm glad I caught my mistake now so that you don't have to tell me later in class. There was no decimal because there's no decimal here, so I didn't have to bring up a decimal. Clearly, I just moved right through. So I asked how many 8s are in 7? None. So I don't put anything there, so I just moved to the 76. 8 into 76. Okay, so your answer should be 96, right? Okay, let's try the other one. 16 into 31. So, you can see that we've ran out of space here, and this is why I kind of stopped. It's good if you go to the hundredth. If you keep going to the thousands, remember that the thousand is going to help you round this number. I did it on the calculator just because I ran out of space, and I wanted you to see that the next number in the thousands was a 5, so it would round up. But for now, we can write the full answer as 19.875 right there. For example 3 on page 217, you're going to see that we have an R43 in part of our answer. That's called the remainder, boys and girls. Find 6,493 divided by 75, 6,493 divided by 75, and we simply divide, okay? We're simply doing our 75 times 8 is 600. You subtract, bring down the 3, and then 75 times 6 is 450, and you subtract and you get 43. Now you could bring down another 0 and continue on, but we found our whole number. Now typically if we were to continue on, I would have to put a decimal right there, put a 0, and bring down the 0 here, right? That means I would have to put a decimal there. So what happens is when you get to the decimal place, you can either continue to figure out what the decimal place is, or you can just write a remainder of 43. I prefer the decimal, it's more exact, but some people are fine if you just put a remainder. Either way, I just wanted to show you what the remainder looks like when you write a remainder. Once you've reached down to the decimal place and you have this left over, that becomes part of your remainder. So your answer is 86 remainder 43. Let's do the bottom of the page using remainders. Okay, we're going to use remainders. So first one that we have to find is set 4,321 divided by 56. So we see how many 56 I have in 4, none. How many 56 do I have in 43? None. So I can jump right ahead to 432. Now you can estimate how many 50s do I have in 400. That could be an estimate. 50s in 400, you know you have 8, right? You have 8 50s in 400. So you can start from there. You can check also by multiplying 8 times 56 to see if it's going to fit, if it's less than that, or 56 times 7, you can also check that. When I check to see if I have 8 of them, and I multiply 8 times 56 to see if I have 8 in here, I get 448. Too much. So I got to go down by 1, so it'll be 7. And 56 times 7 is 392. Okay? Now I can subtract. I have 40 exactly, and I can bring down my 1. So now I have 401. 56 into 401. Well, when I last multiplied 56 times 7, I got 392, and that's still less than 401, so I can do 7 again. 56 times 7, again, is 392, as I did before. And now I have 9 left. Looks like 9, right? That's right. 9 left. And 9 is going to now be my remainder because I got to the decimal place there. So I can just put as my answer with a remainder of 9. So it's 77, remainder 9. Okay, please go ahead and watch how as I do it step by step. I have 91 into 84. No, I have to go all the way to 846. So I'm going to check by multiplying 91. I'm going to estimate that 91 times 9, 9 times 9 is 81, is going to give me this. 9 times 9 is 81, is it not? So 9 times 91 should be around 810 or so, right? So again, I worked my way down, and I worked it all out to the point that I had a remainder 2. So 91 times 93 is almost 8,465. It's actually 8,463 because I have a remainder of 2. Letter E. To promote its opening weekend, a water park gave the local middle school 1,050 free tickets. The middle school has 350 students. Each student will receive the same number of tickets. How many tickets will each student receive? Now let's see. If I were to multiply this by 2, I get 700. And it's not close, so each student is going to get at least 2. What if I multiply it by 3? If I multiply it by 3, I'm going to get 3 times 300 is 900. And 3 times 50 is 150. So 900 plus 150 is going to be 1,300. There we go. That's my estimate. Okay, I have 10,050 divided by 350. And when I multiply 350 by 3, we have 0, 15, carry the 1, and 10. Okay, so there it is, 3. Okay, please go ahead and copy this down and try to pick a color that would be easiest to see. Therefore, each student would receive 3 tickets each. Show your work, boys and girls. Add this to your page somewhere. Show your work. Okay, please take a look.